You're welcome to News House TV, your number one news station. This TV is here to give you every update needed to keep you informed globally, politically, sport, and otherwise. You are welcome. This is News House TV. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm Badon by the Wake Prof. I'm also a co-host to News House TV. You are welcome.
You're welcome. And today we'll be talking about the CBN directive to bank customers to inform and relate with them on any difficulties encountered during this festive period in terms of withdrawal both from ATM and in the banking hall. So what is your take on that, Prof?
You know, the CBN have given a directive that any bank that sabotage the circulation of money from December 1st this year, they are going to give them sanctions, and they have given directive to all customers to report that bank. And I think it's a right step in the right direction, because we have seen a situation whereby most banks, you go to the ATM, you can't withdraw cash, and the ones that have cash, either they trap your ATM card or the ATM card trap the cash or the ATM. And it has been funny, you know, and it has given room for other income, which is, we all know what we call the regular POS. They have been making money from the situation of Nigerians' cash circulation, which to me, I think CBN need to be ahead of the time. They need to be a kind of be more proactive, not just the directive, because we are also seeing a situation whereby most banks will tell you that they don't have cash from CBN. At the end of the day, CBN will also deny. So I think CBN should be able to bring a policy, a framework that should be able to address these issues at hand, because the earlier they address this issue, the better for us. Because I don't think a directive will just be something okay, because I think there's some inner problem in which the CBN is failed or has failed to address, and I think CBN need to go beyond directive and also address those issues. Either the issue is from the bank or the issue is from the CBN. But I think, in my own opinion, that issue of cash movement in the country is from the CBN, because if it was from the banks, CBN should have been able to give them sanctions. So far so good. CBN have not been able to give any banks sanctions. So that therefore that will tell you that problem is from the CBN, because the CBN has the right to give every bank sanctions. So you cannot say that this problem of cash circulation is from the CBN. So CBN should not just give directive, but rather they should do well as the owner of all banks in Nigeria by giving their proactive steps by addressing these issues at hand.
Don't you think the CBN should collaborate with the Senate so that to have a legal framework that will address this issue of cash scarcity and the rest of it? Because from our experience last year, we found out that we begin to suffer cash scarcity prior to our general election, that variably indirectly pushed some people to where I cannot really tell. Some people were deeply depressed. Some even lost their life because life was so difficult. You could have money in the bank, you can't access the money. And in this period, if such a thing could occur, don't you think that it can take somebody's life, and so many things are going to happen when you could not travel, you could not relate with your loved ones because you are cashless, you cannot access phone, and it's going to make life very difficult. So I think there should be a legal framework that will always put these things on check, where commercial banks should know that look, this is our boundary, this is what you should do, this is what if you do, you've violated some laws, and that I think the CBN should collaborate with the Senate so as to address this issue.
Yes, I agree with you 100% that CBN, if the laws can help us, they should now collaborate with the Senate and put a framework to talk about our policies that can be able to address these issues. But I don't know whether I have a sympathy with the commercial banks, because to me, I don't think this problem is from the commercial banks. I really think this problem at hand is from CBN, and CBN need to address the issue at hand, because they are the banks of all banks. So I don't really feel like it's from commercial banks, because if it's from the commercial banks, what steps have the CBN been able to take in regards to give sanctions to the banks that are defaulting? And you can also see that it's not just one bank. All the commercial banks is at fault in this cash policy. So it's not from the commercial banks, it's from the CBN. So I think if they can collaborate with Senate or House of Representatives, the executive, to put policies, laws in order to be able to address this issue, if that is the only way that we can see Jesus or Jesus be at peace with all of us, we have no other option than to do it.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is a very interesting topic. Nobody want to suffer. When you have money and you could not access the fund you have in the bank, it's as bad, as very, very pathetic. It's uncalled for. It's unbecoming. You don't have money and then you are suffering in the house of food. You cannot relate with other things. You can't afford necessary need. So we urge the federal government to collaborate with the CBN so as to have a easy ride. We should be able to have a banking sector that is working and that is also friendly and putting people's interests ahead of every other thing. Thank you very much. This is News Eyes TV. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, and you're always here to keep you informed. You're welcome.